Messy Masada, people. This is the attorney that owes Mavado his money, right? Millions of dollars. And this is also the attorney who, I don't know, funny things are going. I want you to notice how she's walking. You know, she's walking with no shoes on one foot. She looks very disheveled, her bag just hanging. This is out in public, so I was told this is out in Half a Tree Square that she was seen like this. So I guess she's going to later try to mount a plea of insanity for not give back Golly God in money. But we'll get into all that. This one goes deep. Stay tuned.
She's pushing through the fucking gate at me, okay? Yeah, I know she's a criminal. Yes. What do I do? Garland, the police haven't fucking come here. The bailiff was on the phone with Garland. He's telling them there's court today at 10. This guy's saying, but I have an order. He said that's been set aside. There's legal documents. And this woman is saying, no, it's not. The fucking woman is fucking cop. Let him down here.
Alright, welcome back to SoFlo TV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Listen, it seems like dancehall artist Mavado is actually a wanted man in Jamaica now. Wow. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I actually did videos covering this from when Mavado got into the little altercation in Jamaica to where it led to his son getting involved in certain things, then later on sentenced as an adult to life in prison, and all these kind of things was going on behind the scenes stemming from that. And around that time, the JCF, Jamaica Constabulary Force, kept on saying that Mavado needs to come in because they need to talk to him, right? And Mavado had already left the country. He left Jamaica. So people like me, I was questioning, and I said it on video before. I said, the only way them can get Mavado to come back to the island of Jamaica is if they issue a warrant. And if it's not serious, they're not going to issue a warrant. But if they want him in connection with a murder, then they're going to issue a warrant, and U.S. authorities will actually hold him and turn him over to Jamaican authorities. He would be extradited to Jamaica. All right. I can vaguely remember, but I remember like after his son's sentencing, the JCF putting out some kind of statement saying, this is it. Like there's no issue with Mavado. They can, like it done. They're not looking for him. He no longer needs to come in for no questioning or whatever. Maybe I was just imagining stuff. But today, fast forward now, and you're talking about, remember the attorney that I, SoFlo TV, call Messy Masado? And I called her Messy Masado because she had went to court before, and she pulled a stunt in court that I thought was a stunt. Kill me dead. This woman and her attorney planned this. She took some laxative and timed it right. And when she got to court, she shit up herself in court. Now, their attempt was to show that she was having some kind of illness and unable to control her bowel and bladder. So she would doodle and pee-pee up herself. So she is not a fit candidate to be locked behind bars. This is an attorney that had been disbarred. And now it comes that she is supposed to be paying Mavado back his money. She stole like $30 million from Mavado. And she's supposed to be paying him back the money. She was also involved in other legal issues which got her disbarred in the first place. Anyhow, I see a video recently of this same lawyer, but remember again, I said before that this woman has been inside of the system. Her being disbarred does not mean that she does not have contacts in the system. She does not have cronies, bench and batty friends in the system who would go to bat for her. So, lo and behold, Mavado's issue comes up in court now about his money that was owed to him from this attorney, Messi Masado, and the judge said, well, Mavado is overseas. Mavado might have to come to Jamaica to testify in court in order to get his money back. Mavado's lawyer said, well, our client should be able to testify through electronic means, Your Honor. Our client should be able to do a FaceTime and testify that way. Now, they came up with something else now in the Jamaica court system. They said, well, if there's a warrant out for Mavado's arrest, then he will not be able to testify through a FaceTime thing. He will have to fly into the island. Everybody and their mother already know, right? It's a setup. So we're saying to ourselves, is Mavado going to go back to Jamaica? Because if he goes to Jamaica and testify, he could get back the rest of his money from Messi Masado. But the JCF is going to hold on to him. But hold up. How can they hold on to him when Dante, which is his son, was already sentenced to prison, and they claim that they no longer need to talk to Mavado, and I have never heard of any warrant that was issued for his arrest. So how can they just, you know what I say? So why would Mavado be afraid? Me would have fly into the country and get back my money from Messi Masado. True? Alright, boom. Guess what? The only thing that could prevent Mavado is from testifying by FaceTime is if there was a warrant issued. Guess what, people? A blood clot warrant appeared. I'm sorry for those of you who don't like hear me cursing. Somehow, no, up and down the feelings. I use blood clot and bomber clot interchangeably. We use those when there is something out of the norm going on. This, my friend, is a bomber clot moment. A warrant has appeared for Mavado's arrest. A warrant. A warrant. Is there some kind of cook up within the system to get that money that Mavado is owed by Messi Masado? I think they're going to hold the money and split the money amongst them and railroad Mavado and send him to Yo, this not funny, you know? Alright, so anyhow, somebody send this, come give me. I couldn't find it, so I'm going to go over Mavado's IG, and it was all laid out on his IG. Bear with me, because I'm going to read the entire thing. Alright? It says, let's talk about this so-called warrant we have heard about all of a sudden. After 4 years, it seems as if some officers assigned to the Constant Spring Police Station, Jennifer Masado, and her people are conspiring against me. The same police that locked up my son up years ago are also the same police that suddenly come up with this warrant 4 years later. In particular, listen now, in particular, one female officer who told me that Jennifer Masado is her friend. Now, my people, years ago when I left Jamaica, I left things in my lawyer's hands. My lawyers, both overseas and in Jamaica, were in regular communication with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and there was never any mention of any outstanding warrants. Nothing like that. was said to my lawyers over a 4-year period. I wasn't wanted for anything or any reason in Jamaica. In my son's case, the witness went to court after he already changed his story 3 times in 3 different statements. He also told the court that he didn't mention anything about me and that his statements were altered. So how can a judge still find my son guilty? With 3 altered statements and a new statements given on the stand, people are concluding that this looks like blatant corruption, but we are confident the justice system will find exactly that in the appeal. So meantime, Mavado talked about the warrant. He is also addressing his son's murder case, right? Which we've covered extensively. You can go back and look at those videos on SoFlo TV. Anyway, there's more here for Mavado. Basically, he's saying when him left Jamaica years ago, of course, they said they wanted to talk to him, and he left that in his lawyer's hands. And his lawyers, both overseas and in Jamaica, have been in constant contact with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica law, and nobody has ever said, hey, listen, there's a warrant out for your client. He needs to come in. A warrant is different from, and remember, I said this to my audience on a video. I said a warrant is different from issuing some kind of a statement saying we need to speak to this person. If he could come down to the station, asking somebody to come down to the station is not a warrant. A warrant is an order for a pickup. Basically, you're ordered. Whoever is serving this warrant, basically law enforcement can arrest you if there is a warrant. If there is no warrant, then it's just word of mouth. It's just, hey, come down a station, make we talk to you, know. Well, me no want come, me no want talk to you, talk to my lawyer. Bye. Right? So, which one was it? Well, now they have found a warrant, my friend. And remember I said, them can't do nothing to Mavado unless them find a warrant. And guess what? Warrant appear. Boy. So, there's a picture, a video of Messi Masado. Remember, she shit up herself in a court before, you know, because she was trying to say, put up a defense that she's not healthy to be locked behind bars. All right, boom. New video now shows her walking out in public in 1 foot of slippers. 1 foot of slippers. As if she has lost her mind, and carrying her pocketbook or handbag in a manner that looked like, you know, she is just disturbed. The lady does look crazy. So I don't know if she's going to next plea a defense where she has lost her mind and insanity or early dementia has set in or some kind of something like that. With them up to some tricks. But there is more here. Let me read some more of what Mavado has posted. Pay attention, you know. It says, fast forward 4 years. Fast forward 4 years later to the bear with me, you know, because of some fine print writing. Fast forward 4 years later to the unconnected Jennifer Mavado criminal trial. Jennifer Mavado have a criminal trial she had got through herself. See? Alright. The case where she stole over $30 million from me. At the court date, he says, at the court date prior to the most recent one, her attorney, Christopher Townsend, so Christopher Townsend is the one that's representing her. Her attorney, Christopher Townsend, all of a sudden came to court and mentioned that I am a wanted man in Jamaica. Remember, you know, me tell you no. So the only way them can get Mavado is if a warrant is issued, and if a warrant is issued and you're not there, that means you're not wanted. So officially, Christopher Townsend goes to court and says, well, judge, Him can't testify FaceTime. Him have to come in because a warrant is there. Now Mavado and his team are saying, what friggin' warrant? It's been 4 years. Nobody ever mentioned a warrant. The JCF never mentioned a warrant. Nobody never mentioned a warrant. Christopher Townsend says, yes, there's a warrant. A warrant is on the books for Mavado's arrest. He's a wanted man in Jamaica. And that's the reason I'm not showing up to court, is because I'm running away from prosecution. He said this is an effort to prevent me from giving my statement via satellite for my $30 million that his client stole from me. Because by law, if I am wanted, I would not be able to do by law, if he's wanted, he would not be able to do the FaceTime. All right, bear with me. I'm telling you, fine print, but may I read it. But the DPP office, Department of Public Prosecution Office, nor the JCF had any idea of any warrants against me. Keep in mind, Mavado said, keep in mind, I am a high-profile figure whose name they have had no problem calling over the years in connection with any allegations. My lawyers, the DPP office, no media, nobody knew of this so-called warrant existence. The only person who knew, apparently, was Christopher Townsend, who is the lawyer of Jennifer Mavado. And how is that possible? He went on to say that my lawyer also checked and there were no warrants found. Furthermore, Townsend is well aware his client stole my money, and he said to me personally that he would give it back. And I have proof, he said. Mavado said, I have proof enough. Have proof that Christopher Townsend said he would facilitate. He will facilitate returning my money because he didn't want me to take this to trial. But now he's in court trying to get the judge to stop me from testifying, and somehow is the only person who is aware of a warrant that was supposedly been in existence for 4 years now that nobody knew about but him. Notice that the JCF haven't even publicly answered journalist questions as to what the warrant is for. Are the JCF embarrassed to do so because they know that it's manufactured? A lot of questions need to be answered. People, Mavado is in trouble. People, Mavado in trouble. Because now, boy, the CM lawyer, according to what Mavado is saying here, the CM lawyer, Christopher Townsend, tell him before, say, yeah, I will facilitate you getting your money back. I don't want this to go to court. We can settle this outside of court kind of thing. Mavado is saying he has proof that that conversation took place, right? Years later now, here we are, and he, the same lawyer, is trying to get him not to testify via FaceTime by saying there is a warrant out for his arrest and he is a wanted man in Jamaica and he's on the run. Bumbleclot. On the morning of the most recent court date, the DPP, Department of Public Prosecution, second in command, got my business phone and called me around 9 a.m. to ask me if I had any idea about a warrant because it's time for trial, and a warrant miraculously appeared from the Constant Spring police station, which as well documented history of corruption. Now, my people, keep in mind, Christopher Townsend, Jennifer Masado's lawyer, was the first person to mention this so-called warrant. Not my lawyer, not even the DPP office knew of this. He was the first person to mention to the judge that I am wanted. So the judge ordered an investigation. The police went to all these agencies that historically have wanted to implicate Mavado for any reason they can find. None of these agencies knew about this so-called warrant. Eventually, the Constant Spring police station said that a police officer has a warrant for me. But surprise, surprise, it couldn't be found in the books. They then took over 6 weeks to locate a physical copy of this so-called warrant that miraculously appeared on this recent court date, where the judge was supposed to give me the go-ahead to testify via satellite. I am calling on the DPP office to do their job, thoroughly investigate just when this warrant was written, so that they are not seen to be enabling this corruption. So there you have it. A warrant has appeared. A physical copy of a warrant for Mavado's arrest has appeared. He is a wanted man in Jamaica. Now, big setup. Leave your comments in the comment section below. This went on further. He said, presently, the DPP office is telling my lawyers that I need to come in and deal with the warrant to be able to testify. What a setup. So now I'm wondering, how many more manufactured outstanding warrants are out there? Can I know before I get there? Or do I have to wait until I get there to find out? It seems as if the justice system needs to be weeded out of its own criminals. But we keep the faith in the justice system to do the right thing in mind. Keep in mind to do the right thing in mine and everybody's case, he said. I would like to ask the DPP office, why hasn't Townsend been investigated for his part in all of this? And why hasn't Jennifer Mavado been charged for money laundering and scamming? She's a chopper. She's a chopper. Speaking of chopper, pay attention to this video. This fully sane woman is in the middle of halfway tree, posing as a mad woman, because that's their next defense in court on the trial date that is coming up very soon. I would like to remind the judge that this woman was of sound mind when she stole my $30 million and is of sound mind today. The woman in the Migla halfway tree, people with 1 foot of slippers on, are going like says she has lost her mind. I find all this crazy, but check this out though. I have said it already and I'm going to say it again. Anyhow, Mavado put foot at Jamaica. Watch and see if he is not arrested, and watch and see if they don't tie him back up in the case that has to do with his son. Remember that part in that case they were say, the boss say, him want him head. Go back and visit Dante's trial, Mavado's son's trial, and you will see what I'm talking about. Some people are saying, I know Mavado, him attack, them have a next Dan will control the area. But who know? Other people are saying, no, I'm Mavado. Mavado are the Dan where him son talk about. Fee him Dan, I'm daddy. No other Dan. We'll see. We'll see how this goes, and we'll see how he's implicated in this. Boy, this system, boy, but you know, I still say it. Justice for all or justice for none. Me not inna the gully Gaza thing when it come to justice, equal rights and justice. That's dancehall and entertainment. This right here, so though, this is a whole different thing. Leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you think. I'll catch you on the next video. It's SoFlo TV. I'm out. Peace.